Hey y'all, what's up? So this is a video that I'm making as a quick-ish tutorial on how to paint muzzle burn via Airbrush for Gunpla and for Warhammer minis. This is my first test spoon that I did. I think it turned out pretty solidly. So the way that you do this is that so you paint from red to purple to blue, and this is kind of all done as on a silver base, right? Also, I know a lot of this might sound very janky. It's because I'm having to do this recording in post and not as I was doing it. It wouldn't have been possible. I had a mask over my mouth. So I had a gold spoon lying around, so rather than paint a whole new spoon, I just opted to use this one. The techniques will be mostly the same. And to show you how I got this muzzle burn effect, I'll also show you the paints that I use. Alright, so in the previous one I used this Guy Notes Star Bright Silver as my base for the muzzle burn. But for this example, I ended up using Jump Wind Tawny Gold, which was a super pretty color to paint, honestly. Like, once I saw how it finally turned out, man, super big fan of this one. And then for the actual parts of the muzzle burn, the first part will be painted in translucent red or clear red. And the latter part was painted in clear blue from about the halfway point down to the muzzle or the end of the barrel. So this is the last one, or paint, that I use. It's kind of a translucent or a clear purple. It's like a really dark clear purple. And I ended up making it because I mixed the clear red and the clear blue, because I couldn't get my hands on the actual clear purple. It'd be like that sometimes. So before you paint any of the stuff, you're going to want to put down a layer of primer. I didn't actually use the Kaleido primer that I showed first. I end up using this one that's coming up right here, which is, I believe, my Vallejo Gloss Black. And the reason why I opted for Gloss Black versus the Matte Black is because for metallics, you want that flake to really shine brightly, and it does better with a glossy black background instead. And as I had said, so this is how I did it using my airbrush. This is my Spectrum Black Widow that I got at Harbor Freight, and I'm currently just running some filtered water through it because the last time I had fully cleaned this out and I wanted to make sure the flow was, working properly and whatnot like that. And if you are using an airbrush, my recommendation is however much pressure that you're used to using on the trigger for pre-shading your part, do the same thing for the muzzle burn. That's what I found that worked out the best for me personally. Alright, so let's load this in. So we're going to put in a little bit of the clear red, test it out on a part just to make sure that the paint's coming out cleanly, like no weird patterns or anything like that. And yeah, so you're going to want to go from about, about 2/3 down on your part, or I guess from about a third away on your part, depending on which way you want to look at it. And you kind of want to just start to paint as like a thin band just to kind of see where it's dispersing, and then go a little bit faster and add more coverage to it. And this is going to be the first part of your muzzle burn. Alright, so here's the next part. We're going to use our translucent blue, And the goal is going to be to paint it from the end of the red band that we just painted to the actual end of the part itself. And we're also going to want to add a little bit of extra of that blue coverage up at the very top, so it stands out a lot more brightly on its own. Okay, so for this last one, we're going to add in our clear purple. The thing I will say is that this will turn out a little bit different just because I have a darker shade. But what we're going to want to do is we're going to aim right for the line where the blue meets the red and use the purple to kind of blend the two together. And if you do this right, you should get an effect that you might be happy with. Now, if you want a more prominent look on your purple for your muzzle burn, I would recommend doing red, then do your purple, and then finish off with your blue. So yeah, this is ultimately how I painted my muzzle burn effect, both for my barrels and for my thrusters. I hope this helped out. And if you have any questions, just reach out. I'll be glad to help out. Be easy.